Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Now today we are going to be working on the V12 BMW 760 Ally, and we're going to hopefully be tackling an issue that I've been having with the car ever since I bought it around 18 months ago now, and that is going to be to swap out this thing here. So this is the dynamic drive valve block. It has a bunch of solenoids in here, a bunch of valves, and it essentially controls the flow of the hydraulic fluid which powers the front and rear sway bar, which of course is the BMW's self-leveling setup when it comes to the suspension. So with dynamic drive anti-roll bars, it keeps the car completely flat going around the corner and virtually gives it zero body roll. So the reason that I'm actually replacing this valve block here is because I'm getting a few error codes. So the main ones in particular are pressure build up front axle, pressure build up rear axle. Now I actually have an active leak on the front axle, so with there being a leak, I don't know how that could be a pressure build up, like a too high pressure. Surely that would be, if anything, a too low pressure. So I'm led to believe that it must be one of these pressure sensors in here. Now yeah, I guess I could just go ahead and swap out the actual sensor. I don't think BMW sell the sensors separately, but luckily enough, the parts car that I had earlier this year, that 730D, that 2008 730D, came with dynamic drive. So I took the valve block off of that. That worked fine. There was no errors with the dynamic drive system. So yeah, we should just go ahead and install this today, and hopefully that solves our issue. Let's get the car in and let's get cracking. Okay then, so as you can see, the BMW 760 Ally is now in the garage. It is up in the air. I've went ahead and removed one of the front wheels. Now the dynamic drive valve block is located just here. So as you can see, the wheel arch liner, I've already removed that. I removed that previously anyway when I'd done the front LCI swap, and I've kind of left it off for this job right here. So you are going to have to remove the wheel arch liner if you are doing this yourself. Now essentially the valve block itself is just held in by, I believe, just 4 main bolts, but then of course we have a lot of different hoses coming off it, so we'll need to find the correct size spanner to get on them, and then just be careful removing those, because yeah, we don't want to damage any of them, and we want everything to go back nicely as it came off. Okay then, so of course we do have a whole bunch of electrical connectors going to various different sensors. So first thing I'm going to do is disconnect those and get them out of the way. Of course, you want to be careful you don't break any of them as well. Okay then, so all of the electrical connectors are now disconnected. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. Yes, 7. And there is also a little ground strap there as well, just held in by a 10mm bolt. That is that removed. Now what I think I'm going to do is unbolt the valve block from this bracket here. I think it's just 2 13mm bolts. Now I should be able to lever this away slightly, and then what I'm going to do is start disconnecting these pipes here. Obviously this has all hydraulic fluid running through it, so we will need something to catch that in, i.e. a bucket. Okay, so I lied. Those 2 bolts on the bottom there, they are 10mm, not 13. I'm just going to crack those loose. There's one removed. And that's 2 removed. Now this should just lift up now. Just held in by 2 large grommets. It's just whether or not we're going to have the wiggle room with the pipe still in place. These are pretty solid lines on the bottom, so I think we more than likely are going to have to disconnect those. Okay, so these 2 lower pipes are on very, very tight, so what I've actually done is just lowered down the under traders so I could get a better angle for the wrench, but they have been cracked loose now, so I'm just going to remove those fully, and I'm going to drain the fluid into this pan. This is actually probably the lowest point in the dynamic drive system, so probably should get most of the fluid out here. I'm not too sure how much the whole system holds, but I'm guessing it's a couple of litres at least. So there's 2 pipes fully out of the way. Should be able to get on these upper pipes now. These are on tight. Pull that one out as well. Jesus. Looks like you're going to snap the pipe. Oh, if you are wondering, by the way, I did reinstall one of those bolts just to kind of keep the block steady, because I think it would try and move too much in the grommets if you didn't have at least one bolt in. I think there's just 2 more hoses left now then. These ones up here. Well, they're 17, yep. Yeah, it's starting to move the whole pipe. It shouldn't be like that. One more. Oh, that's a smaller one. 14. Yep. Ah, that doesn't feel right. Just moving the whole pipe. Okay, so I managed to get that final pipe removed. That is all 6 of them now removed and out of the way. And like I said, with this bolt removed as well, this should be pretty free now. Should just lift out of these holders here. Now I know we do still have a cable, the wiring loom that runs at the back. I can't quite clip that off from here, so I'm going to try and do that once this is free. There we are. Is this going to come out now? Should be able to get that wiring loom off the back there now. Here we go. Now there should be nothing holding this in place now. There we go. That's the dynamic drive block now removed. I'm just going to give things a bit of a clean up. Now we can reinstall the new one. So pretty much the exact reversal of removal. Okay, so as you can see, the dynamic drive valve block is now in place, and I've kind of got a bit carried away. I've already connected up all of the electrical connectors. These ones, I'm fairly confident that they're in the correct position. That one, I'm confident that is in the correct position. It can only go in one place. But these two here, for these pressure sensors, I guess they are, or solenoids, I'm not too sure about those. Those could be the wrong way around. I've kind of put the, what I believe to be the longest one to the one on the bottom there, and the shortest wire to the one on the top. I guess we'll just have to wait and see with those. To be honest, I should have probably marked them top and bottom, but oh well, you live and learn. But now I guess it's just a case of reconnecting these pipes up, and to be honest, the reinstallation of this has been a lot easier than the removal. I don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, that was actually pretty simple. Just slotted into place. I reinstalled that wiring loom on the back first and just dropped it into place, and like I said, all the connectors sort of fell into place, and it's just a case of screwing these fittings in now. Let's do it. And there we go then. As you can see, all 6 of those pipes have now been refitted. Make sure everything is nice and tight. Just need to strap this wiring loom back in there, and that is the dynamic drive valve block replaced. Right then, let's get the wheel back on, let's get the car back on the ground, let's do a test to make sure everything is working as it should. Now the under tray, I'm actually going to leave that off for the time being, just in case I need to go back in here. Like I said, I'm not too sure about the wiring with those 2 sensors on the end there, so if I do need to swap that over, it's just going to be a little bit easier with the under tray off. I'm also going to leave the wheel arch liner off as well, because I am going to be removing the anti-roll bar, the dynamic drive anti-roll bar. I'm going to be replacing that out for one that I have repaired. That'll be in a separate video though. But yeah, like I said, let's get the wheel back on, let's get the car on the ground. Let's hopefully, fingers crossed, that we have fixed the dynamic drive issue. Okay then, so because we have pretty much drained the entire dynamic drive system, we do need to top up the power steering fluid. So this takes CHF, central hydraulic fluid, 11S. So this should be completely empty, which it is. And I guess we're going to have to put in around 2 litres of this. Okay, I guess we should head in the car, get it fired up. And as soon as I start this engine, that power steering pump should suck that new fluid around the system. So we're going to have to add some more. I'm also just going to turn the wheels from lock to lock. It's better to do this when the car is up in the air, just to save your tyres a little bit. I'm not too concerned with these tyres, they're getting changed soon anyway, but yeah, I'm just going to turn the wheels from lock to lock just to get that fluid all through the rack and get that air bled out. That'll do for now. Perfect, that's fine. I'm not too concerned about bleeding all of the air out of the system. I still have more work to do. Like I said, I'm replacing the anti-roll bar, but yeah, let's get the car out of the drive and let's start the dynamic drive test, and hopefully this thing works. There it goes. No. Dynamic drive failure. Damn. Well, that was a bit of a fail. So, took the car outside, loaded up ISTA, started the dynamic drive startup procedure, and straight away it failed on the first hurdle like it has previously. I got an error code, pressure build up, front axle. I really don't know what to do now. I guess if it's not the dynamic drive valve block, it could be the pump, you know, the power steering pump, which is a tandem pump. It runs obviously the power steering, but it also runs the dynamic drive system as well. So could it be that? Or could it just be something like the reservoir, the power steering fluid reservoir? I do have that ready to be replaced. I also have a new anti-roll bar right here. Well, it's not a new anti-roll bar, but it's a newer one, and it has been sealed up to hopefully prevent any future leaks. But after that, after we've done that, I really don't know what to do. I guess all that's left is literally the power steering pump. Of course, guys, if you have any suggestions, please leave them down below. But yeah, we're still not there. We still have not fixed the dynamic drive issue. I want to thank all of you for watching anyway. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!